Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. And as you're seeing on your screen, Sky Zoo is going to be on the show next Monday, October 21st at 10:30 p.m. So make sure you join in. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is a game preview, New York Knicks versus the Atlanta Hawks. So we're going to talk about some storylines of the game. We're going to look at starting lineups and all kinds of stuff. All right, so sit back, relax, enjoy yourself. Join into the conversation. Got my man Andy in the video chat. I'm going to give you a chance to call in. Let's get busy, folks.
That's the G.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. So I'll be looking forward to seeing you around. And if you're on Sportscaster right now, follow me on Sportscaster, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me. All right, so I got my man Andy in the chat. I'm going to bring him on over. And, I just want to say what's up to him. Haven't seen him in a little while. So, we'll say what's up to Andy, see how he's doing. All right. And we're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling, ladies and gentlemen. So, Andy, how you doing, my man?
Yo, what's up, Sim? What's up, Chad? I'm like I told you, I'm busy in real life, trying to do as much as possible, so I have as much as possible time to watch the Knicks and analyze the games when the season starts.
Yeah. Nah, listen, I get you, man. I was traveling all day yesterday. I was at City College with my daughter. We met with the coaches and players and stuff like that for, 4, 5, 6 hours or something like that. And then I had to drive 4 hours home. So I definitely understand what you're going through, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I definitely get it. I didn't get a chance to ask you, and I know you probably looked at the stream from last night, but before we get started, I just want to find out from you. What do you think about the Knicks if they're going to pick up Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr.'s options?
Well, I think it's a no-brainer to pick all the options of our young guys because their perspective, even if it doesn't go well for us, you still can always trade them. And their contracts are just the first contracts after the rookie scale contracts. They're going to be really manageable and movable. So it's a no-brainer for me. Even Dennis Smith Jr., I'm not his biggest fan, but I root for him because he's an ex-player, and I think even his couple of million, I think it's going to be below 10 million. So you got to go with the extension there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think you should. It's only smart to go with the extensions there. Before we start really getting into information with the show, what do you think about? What do you want to see with this New York Knicks and Atlanta game coming up? As a matter of fact, the game is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. It's on ESPN, so you can watch it on ESPN. I believe you'll also be able to watch it on MSG. All right. So what do you think about it, Andy?
Well, you know what? I think I would like to see improvements and what's the word here? Like adjustments from Fizz. Because the first game went well. I like what I saw and stuff like that. But the second game, after the couple of first minutes, was terrible. The second quarter was I didn't see so bad basketball in a long time. And the last season was really bad, man. But I didn't see such bad basketball in a couple of months at least. So I want to see how the guys respond to that, to make the adjustments, and I really would like Fizz to avoid so long bad streaks of the players on the court by even substitutions, adjustments on the tactical adjustments and stuff like that. So he gotta make really good swaps and tactic changes at those points.
Yeah, listen, that second quarter was pretty brutal. What the Knicks lost,
Really
41-17 in that second quarter. That was pretty brutal. That was pretty tough. After that, I mean, the Knicks pretty much played them even for the remainder of the game, but that second quarter was just bad. The 3-point defense was bad.
Yeah, and
Transition defense
that
was
was the main
terrible.
thing, right? So the 3-point defense, you gotta hold your guys accountable and swap them at the point. You can give them one bad play, two bad plays, but you can't keep them in the game if it's three after three after three after three, and they were knocking them down. It was maybe above average rate a little bit, but you gotta stop the bleeding.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. You got to be able to stop the bleeding. And, I did a video yesterday. I put it out yesterday about Alonzo Trier. Trier could have maybe helped us stop that bleeding. We'll see how much David Fizdale is going to use Alonzo Trier tomorrow against the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
I'll be paying attention to see, because I have questions as to why he hasn't used him yet. And it could just be that's the way that he's experimenting with the lineups right now. Who knows? But I have questions.
You know what? I have just like a sentence, answer to this. I think he wanted the guys to respond on the defensive end, because if you bring Trier on the court, you're trying to respond with offense. You're going, possession after possession on the offensive ends. You try to match the points up. But he wanted to go with the defense and stop the guys, from scoring. And the guys didn't respond on the court, and it was, a too deep of a hole to dig out of yourself. So went that way. We saw in the fourth quarter when, in the third quarter, I think even when Trier come in, he was playing really well, and we managed, to keep the game, at the same pace and stuff like that. So it went fine from then, but we were in a hole at that point. So.
And let me tell you, that is a take that I have yet to hear. That's a very good take, I think. I have yet to hear that from anyone, that Fizdale wanted these guys to respond on the defensive end. I think that's a pretty good take. I like that take. I like that outlook. So I'm rolling with that outlook, Andy, because I like that outlook. You know what I mean? Everyone's had everything else. Fizdale's not a good coach, including myself. Right? Fizdale's messing up, da-da-da. You're the first person that I heard say he wanted the defense to respond. You know what I mean? And with Zoe, you're responding offensively. So I think that's a pretty good take. So I'm rocking with that one. I'm going with that one. You know what I'm saying? That's the one that I'm taking. I'm taking that one as the answer and the reason why he did not bring Alonzo Trier in earlier. Although Alonzo Trier is a decent defender.
That's not a knock at him. When you go with the my reasoning, just I was thinking he really tried to push the guys, but he was trying to swap him one by one. Maybe whole starting five swap would work. You gotta shake up the guys, the mentality on the court, the mood when you're digging yourself in a hole like that. But me, if I was a coach, I would try to stop it faster. Some coaches, lose 2-3 buckets in a row and they're taking a timeout. Some are waiting till the team responds, and when they don't respond, it's like minus 15. And that might be too late sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get into just some of this stuff, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about some of the storylines of the game. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks play the Atlanta Hawks at home tomorrow night at 8 p.m. It will be aired on ESPN. I believe it'll also be aired on Madison Square Garden Network, on the Madison Square Garden Network. All right, so you can catch the game either way that suits you. Whichever way tickles your fancy, you can catch the game. All right, let's take a look at the projected starters for each team and some of the injury bug report stuff. Okay, and then we'll get a little bit deeper into some of the percentages in preseason. So remember, this is preseason. All right. At the moment, the projected starters for the Knicks is Elfrid Payton R.J. Barrett, Marcus Morris, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. For the Knicks, Reggie Bullock is out with a neck. We know that. Frank Ntilikina, he did not practice yesterday. Still not sure if he practiced yet today. I guess we'll get that report from the Knicks PR. But he was out yesterday with a groin injury. Damian Dotson, he had a full practice. Although he has a right shoulder, he had right shoulder surgery. He had a full practice yesterday. That doesn't mean he's going to play. Kadeem Allen still has a strained right foot. He had limited practice. Kevin Knox, strained right calf, limited practice. For the Atlanta Hawks, they're 0-3 in the preseason. Their projected starters are Trae Young at the point guard spot, Cameron Reddish at the shooting guard spot, John Collins at small forward, DeAndre Hunter at power forward, and Alex Len at center. All right, Chandler Parsons is out for rest. The ever injured, always injured Chandler Parsons. Kevin Huerter usually would most likely be their starting shooting guard. I'm thinking would be their starting shooting guard. He's out with a knee. Allen Crabbe, he's out. He's not cleared to play. Maybe it could be Allen Crabbe. I don't know. Who knows? But this is the projected starters. They've had different starters throughout preseason, so it could definitely change. It could change for the Knicks as well. And if it does change tomorrow, sometime tomorrow, I'll update you either on Twitter or I'll post in my community section or something like that. Right? But this is the projection right now on who may start for each team. Let's go a little deeper into the numbers. Right? And we'll start with the New York Knicks and look at some of our numbers on the preseason. Tell me what you're thinking if you like these numbers, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks lost the last game 115-99 to the Washington Wizards. They're averaging 101 points per game. They're giving up 107 points per game. The Knicks are averaging 53.5 rebounds per game. They're also averaging 23 assists per game. Right? So right now, based on those two games, defensively, obviously, the Knicks are a little wonky. The Knicks are shooting about 39.5% from the field. Probably 30% from three. Something like that. And I had the wrong thing up on the board. There we go. That's what I meant to bring up. That's what I meant to have up. That looks better. For the Atlanta Hawks, let's check out and see what the Atlanta Hawks are doing. The Atlanta Hawks right now, they're averaging 94.7 points per game. And they're giving up 116.7 points per game. 45 rebounds per game, and they average 21.7 assists per game. That number right there is very similar to what the Knicks were doing last season. I mean, the Knicks aren't much better this season, but they're a little bit better with 23 assists per game. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what the Knicks can do. The Hawks are 0-3 on the preseason. Hopefully, the Knicks will be able to get a winner, get another win, leave out of the preseason tomorrow night 2-1, heading into their matchup with Zion Williamson and the Pelicans on Friday. And that's going to be a hyped matchup. The first time Zion Williamson is coming into the Garden, that's going to be a hyped matchup. So those are your numbers for the New York Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks right now. Of course, they play tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on ESPN. Right? Again, the Atlanta Hawks, the average is 94.7 points per game. They're giving up 116.7 points per game. They average 45 rebounds, 21.7 assists. The Knicks, I'll show you the Knicks one more time. The Knicks are averaging 101.5 points per game. They're giving up 107 points per game. Now, they played the same team twice. This will be the first time that the Knicks are playing a different team in the preseason. All right, so, that means something. That means a little bit of something. We'll see how they are able to perform against another team. Let me get to a phone call real quick, and then we're going to come back with some more stats for you. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Hey, this is Kevin McLeod calling from Plainfield, New Jersey. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Hey, everything's everything. I'm just calling about, I think I'm probably the biggest Frank Ntilikina fan, so I want nothing but the best for this dude. I think he gets a bad rap at times, and I just think that this is probably his best moment to put some of those fears aside from him being, I'm not saying he's elite offensively, but defensively, I think he's really good.
Okay. And I agree with you. I think he's really good defensively as well. Hopefully he'll stop getting hurt, right? And he'll be able to, stay on the floor. He continues to have this groin injury that keeps him out. But
I just think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what I was going to say was, I just think an opportunity last year would have been great if him and Dennis Smith Jr. would have, been able to have played, because I know Fizdale wants to see that that dynamic, to see how they operate together on the floor. I mean, when you think about it, he was the number 8th pick, and then Dennis Smith Jr. was, I think, picked like three spaces down.
And I believe that he was picked. He was picked right after him, wasn't he?
Right after him, okay. And I know that soured on a lot of Knicks fans and everything. And now that Dennis Smith Jr. is here, you would think that you would want to see the both of them together, as of how they would would operate and everything. And I just think it was like a missed opportunity, last year. But like I said, I think I'm one of Frank's biggest supporters and everything.
Okay.
I know there are a lot of times that you scratch your head at times, but I just don't think that you can give up on a kid who's is he 20 or 21?
Frank Ntilikina is 21 years old.
21 years old. Okay.
Yeah, both players are 21 years old.
Right, both of them and everything. And that's not to say that I don't like Dennis. I love Dennis Smith Jr. too, and everything. But
I feel you. I feel you. You want to see them play together. I wanted to see them play together. And if Frank Ntilikina, which it looks like he's going to be out for this game.
Oh, he's going to be out. Oh,
it looks like he's going to be out because he has a groin injury, or he has a strained groin. It's been re-aggravated or whatever. There's going to be another game where, they are not going to get a chance to play together. We're not going to get a chance to see them two on the floor together. And it wouldn't be out of the question to say that Frank Ntilikina doesn't play Friday either.
Right. My biggest fear, okay, let's say, some of the Knicks fans' wishes are granted and that he's off the team and then he goes somewhere else and then excels. I wonder if people remember what Trevor Ariza was like. We got rid of him all of a sudden, and then he winds up winning a championship and is a very, very good for for the teams that he's played for. Always gives us headaches every time we play against him and everything.
Yeah. Well,
I just don't want to see something like that. And I'll give you another comparison. How long did it take Pascal Siakam with Toronto? How long did it take for him, to develop?
Yeah, it took him a couple of years.
Right. Yeah. So I guess what I'm getting at is we can't just keep giving up on our young, talent, even though we're stacked, which I got to give Perry a lot of credit for what he's doing with getting all these players in. I just want us, to have the players that we drafted. I want them to grow within the organization and not grow somewhere else. or because that, they can't do this or, do that they don't average like 20 points a game, 10 rebounds and, 15 assists, whatever. People keep looking for, because you're a top 10 pick, you're supposed to score like, 20 points, 15 to 20 points a game. And it doesn't always work like that. Am I wrong for thinking that way?
No, you're right. You're right. I feel you, man. And I agree with you. I agree with you. We got to, give especially guys that's coming into the NBA now, you got to give them a little bit of extra time because they're coming in a lot younger, maybe not fully, their body's not fully NBA ready, not like they did way back in the day, I agree with you there, man. Hey, I appreciate the call, bro.
Yeah, you too. All right, and I just want you to know real quick, you do a fabulous job. I'm sorry I'm getting late to the party of following you and everything, but you do a fabulous job, and keep up the great success. Okay.
I appreciate you, man. Hey, and hey, better late than never, man. I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you.
All right. Take
thanks.
care. Okay.
Appreciate
Enjoy
it.
the game. All right. Peace.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about some stats. Let's look at some of the Atlanta Hawks stats. And what can we expect to see from the Hawks? Who are their leading scorers? We're gonna look at ours too. You know what I'm saying? See who our guys are. Because we're just gonna take a look. Let's start. We'll go ahead and we'll start with the Hawks. Now let's bring this on over here. You can see right now for the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young is the leading scorer at 16.7 points per game. All right, followed by DeAndre Bembry. And I guess he's been running, been playing a lot of minutes at the shooting guard spot. He's averaging 12 points per game. DeAndre Hunter, I know you remember DeAndre Hunter, he's averaging 11.5 points per game. Jabari Parker, averaging 10 points per game. John Collins, 9.7. You see Jabari Parker is also leading the Hawks in rebounds, with Trae Young following. Now, the Hawks aren't a terribly good rebounding team. All right, let me bring this back up here so you can see it. I don't understand how this thing moved on me, but there we go. Trae Young leads the Hawks in assists with 6.7, followed by Kevin Huerter. John Collins leads him in blocks, steals DeAndre Bembry, and Trae Young is leading the guys in minutes. All right, let's scroll down and, we could take a look at some of their percentages. We're not going to go through everybody's percentages, but I'll leave it up there for a second. You can look at their percentages if you like. All right, you see Trae Young, though. We will go over Trae Young's percentages. He's shooting 43% from the field, 25% from three. DeAndre Bembry, 54% from the field, and 66% from three. DeAndre Hunter is shooting 55% from the field. Jabari Parker, 40% from the field. John Collins, he's shooting 37% from the field. All right, so we need to watch out for DeAndre Bembry, who's shooting from three, 66%. Cam Reddish, I know that's a guy you're interested in. Right at the moment, he's shooting 28% from the field, shooting 25% from three. That was a guy that Mark kept saying, once he gets into the NBA, he's going to flourish. Let's see. I mean, so far, it's only been 3 preseason games, though. I'm not going to fall into that trap of, knocking a guy before he even gets his NBA career going. But I'm just saying. Big shout out to Michael Parker. Thank you for the super chat. He said, if Frank plays, the question is, do we get Fever Frank or Burnt Frank? Salute to the chat. Well, listen. Frank's played okay. He's played well. I don't even want to say just okay. He's played well over the first two preseason games. He just hasn't scored a lot of buckets. You know what I mean? So what is your definition of playing good or playing well? Is your definition of playing well the fact that he scores points, or is it other parts of the game? What is your definition? Let's take a look at the Knicks and see who the Knicks leaders are. You see, for the Knicks, Marcus Morris is the leading scorer at 19 points per game. R.J. Barrett, second with 16. Julius Randle, who is our prize free agent pickup, is averaging 12.5 points per game. Bobby Portis is leading the team in rebounds with 9, followed by Julius Randle with 7.5. And R.J. Barrett's averages 7 rebounds per game. I like that a lot. A whole lot. Julius Randle is leading the team in assists at 5.5. Now, this is over 2 preseason games. All right, so, there's not a lot of games to go by, but we're going to go with what we have. Mitchell Robinson, of course, is leading the team in blocks. Elfrid Payton in steals at 2 per game. R.J. Barrett is leading the team in minutes. 37 minutes per game. Bobby Portis at 30. Kevin Knox at 29.4. But Kevin Knox only played 1 game, and I don't think he's going to play tomorrow. I'm hoping that he does. Maybe he will. We'll see. But I am very impressed that R.J. Barrett is averaging 7 rebounds per game so far over 2 preseason games. I think that's very good. And he's the second leading scorer on the team at 16. Scroll down, we'll take a look at some of these guys' averages. See what they're doing so far in the season. Of course, Marcus Morris, he's shooting 56% from the field. 54% from 3. Clearly, that's not going to hold up. He's not going to continue to do that all season long, but we'll take it when we can get it. R.J. Barrett, he's shooting 42.9% from the field. He's shooting 36% from 3. It's only 2 preseason games, but look, I could take that. I'm okay with that. I said it before, and I'm going to brag on my prediction a little bit. I said it before that I thought R.J. Barrett was going to shoot better from 3 in the NBA than he did in college, simply because he's going to get wider open looks. So far, he has. Let's see if he can continue to knock him down. Will he knock him down at 36%? I don't know. I would love it if he does. That'd be very good for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is only shooting 33% from the field. 0% from 3, but he's only played 1 game. Julius Randle shooting 45% from the field. He's shooting 33% from 3. Now, Julius Randle, he usually shoots about 50 to 55% from the field. So let's see what happens when the regular season comes. Overall, the Knicks, we are a bad shooting team. Let's go around. I'm going to go down and run down these guys' shooting percentages so far this season. Marcus Morris is 56%. That's good. R.J. Barrett, 42, 43%. Bobby Portis, 33%. Julius Randle, 45%. Taj Gibson, 58%. After that, it's all downhill. Kevin Knox, 41%. Wayne Ellington, 40%. Alonzo Trier, 44%. That's in 1 game. Not too bad. Frank Ntilikina, 29%. Mitchell Robinson, 30%. Elfrid Payton, 7%. And this is not from a guy that hasn't played. Okay, not like Ignaz Brazdeikis is shooting 2%, but he's only played 1 game and he took 2 shots or something. Elfrid Payton is shooting 7% from the field. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. 14% from the field. He's taking 7. He's averaging 7 shots a game. He's shooting 14% from the field, and Iggy is shooting 0%, but he's only played in 1 game. But Elfrid Payton is shooting 14% from the field. I said 7%. 14%. That's what I meant to say. So we are a bad shooting team right now. And that could be the reason why we're such a good rebounding team, because we're a bad shooting team, so there's a lot of rebounds to go around. I doubt that's not the only reason why we're a good rebounding team. We got rebounders. So those are some stats for the game, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to Real GM for the stats. You want to get some good stats and breakdowns, go to Real GM. You can find everything you want there. They got the roster, they got the schedule, they got the stats, they got individual games, individual seasons. They break it down from a GM standpoint. They break down the salaries. Go check out Real GM. It's pretty good. I'm sure you've been there. And they got forums that you can talk to or talk on. So I'm going to get back to the guys in the video chat. If you want to call in, give me a call, 516-405-2246, and we can talk a little bit about the Knicks, the percentages, what you expect from this game, all that stuff. All right, let me get back over here to the video chat. Okay, and I see we have Isaiah. Looks like Isaiah joined us. come in making noise. Clearly, usual, the usual. But anyway, Andy, what do you take from those stats? Look at Andy come in. I mean, Isaiah come in here looking, I don't even know what he looked like. Just looking like something. The Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters or something with a shirt on, though. But Andy, tell me, man, you heard some of the stats.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Sim, you forgot to mention because some of the Knicks fans, in the chat are gonna go crazy about the numbers, but we gotta say and mention that the sample size is really really small.
Really small.
Yeah. So the one number is gonna be really big, and the other one is gonna be really low and stuff like that. I think Peyton's going to be a higher percentage shooter than he is now.
I hope so. 14%.
Yeah. We got a couple of guys in the chat that can shoot better. But yeah, like I said, the sample size is really small. So, but you can only go with a couple of those numbers. Also, with like we said, the RJ numbers are really high on the points and the rebounds. But you gotta take notice that he was playing plenty of minutes, and when that divides only by 2 games, the number is gonna be high.
Mm-hmm.
Also, but from those games, you see that he has that magnet to the ball. He knows how to attack the ball on the defensive board at least.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have those. He's not gonna be 1.2 or 2 rebounds a game. He's gonna be around 5, I think. And for a shooting guard, that's a pretty high number.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. On the points per game for RJ, I wouldn't be surprised if it's gonna be like this. It depends on his usage rate. Because if we're gonna give him a chance, I think he can manage to be around the 15, 16 points per game average. I'm guessing that Julius wouldn't surprise us if he's going to be around 20 points per game. So I hope he gets that percentage and efficiency a little bit higher. But he saw defenses thrown at him. We saw even triple teams in the second game, and I think they were thinking from the jump that we're gonna play him like he's the guy on this team. That's why he was triple team, double team every time he got the ball down the post and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not like he's new to it, but I don't think he saw triple teams in his career that much.
No, definitely not. And teams are going to do that all season long, especially let me not say all season. They're going to do it until the Knicks prove that they can light it up from 3.
Yeah.
When the Knicks prove that they can consistently knock it down from 3, they'll stop that double and triple teaming on Julius Randle. And then he'll be able to get his off,
Yeah, and exactly. Or if he gets those passes out of the post, really, on point and stuff like that. So it's gonna, spread the defense. Because if he's gonna, he's not a bad passer from the post, but it could be a little bit better.
Yeah.
So if he's gonna do those passes, really, really correctly and on time and stuff like that with the timing, it's gonna be really good. And I think at the double team, he can work with a double team.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be really better for him. At this point, I think he gotta adjust to the role of the main guy.
Yeah, and that's the key, man. He's got to adjust to that role of the main guy. Let me get to Charlie Brown over here. That's the name I was looking for. I said the Marshmallow dude from Ghostbusters, but I was looking for Charlie Brown. I just seen somebody say it in the chat, Charlie Brown. I was looking for that name.
They're trash.
You know what I'm saying?
Trash. Like they're like.
I can hear people in the background. You know what I mean? But
listen. Don't
go ahead,
be
man.
calling me Charlie Brown. You called me SpongeBob before. I'm sick of these names, sir.
Well, if you come in with a Charlie Brown shirt on, you're gonna be called Charlie Brown. You know what I mean? That's just it.
Listen,
the black Charlie Brown. The black Charlie Brown.
No, don't. It's cool. What's going on, sir?
I'm good,
What's going
man.
on,
I'm
man?
chilling. I'm chilling.
Hey, you got a straight friend. Don't worry about it.
What's my man talk about in the back? Yo,
Nothing, man. Nothing. What's going
What's
on,
my
brother?
man talk about in the back? He's jumping on the show. We can't see who he is. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, man, the Atlanta Hawks. I really am disappointed that this Frank and his groin thing has just been. I feel like it's been his rookie ever since his rookie year, man. His groin has just been. I don't know, man. This dude gotta, stop doing the Humpty bump, man. I don't know. It's crazy.
That's the French Prince, man. He be getting busy. Don't get mad because he stole your girl. Come on now.
Hey. Nobody's selling my girl. No, but I'm kind of disappointed because Frank does play excellent against Trae Young. Trae Young never has a good game against Frank when he plays him and guards him. He just can't get over the size when it comes to Frank. DSJ, again, doesn't really play defense, but I am excited to see DSJ. I want to see him run the offense and see how he improves because right now, I mean, Elfrid Payton it just hasn't been good for Elfrid Payton right now. And that's okay. We got 2 other point guards. I think we're all really hoping to see Frank and Dennis Rodman play. But, I'd rather Frank not play if it's the groin and get him ready. I want him to start game 1.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. The starters for tomorrow are Elfrid Payton, R.J. Barrett. Well, the projected starters, at least. I don't want to say the starters right away. The projected starters are Elfrid Payton, R.J. Barrett, Marcus Morris, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. Would you make a change? Do you think there's going to be a change to that lineup? And then, of course, the projected starters for the Hawks are Trae Young, Cameron Reddish, John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Alex Len. So do you think there's going to be a change to that lineup?
Yeah, it should be. We should go smaller because we got to match the speed. They're going to be a lot quicker than us. And, again, I just don't think what we're doing right now is – I don't – personally, that starting lineup is just not doing it for me right now. I remember I watched the old video yesterday. There's no spacing. There's no shooting on that. You need a little more, man. I agree with you last night. I wouldn't mind if RJ and Zoe played and started tomorrow. I wouldn't mind that. First of all, that's scoring. And listen, man, people are not giving RJ enough credit. His defense has been good.
It has.
He did not get cooked by he didn't get cooked by Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal is the second best shooting guard in the league. So he didn't get cooked.
Yeah. But I will say this, though. You said that you want to get a little bit smaller. Elfrid Payton is 6'4". He played very well on Ish Smith from Washington, at least in the first game.
See, that's the difference, though, Sam. It's easy to play. Well, it's not easy to play against Ish Smith, but Ish Smith, he's not a shooter.
Yeah, but he might be one of the fastest guards in the league.
Ish Smith?
Ish Smith? Ish Smith? Do you know who he is?
I remember Ish Smith. He played for the Knicks. I remember Ish Smith.
Ish Smith is fast, really fast.
Yeah, would you give him top 10 in the league? I don't even.
Come on, man. Ish Smith is one of the fastest guards in the league. He may not be one of the best, but he's one of the fastest guards in the league.
Okay.
Elfrid Payton was playing on full court too. He picked him up full court.
All right. I'll give you that. Trae Young's just a different monster, though. So when it comes to him, it's a little different, but I would like to see Zoe and RJ start and switch it up a little bit. Keep Mitch, keep Julius, keep Marcus. I like to see, like I said, I think that's a good balance of offense and defense in that. A little more towards the offense, but I would like that. We got size. Hey, Sim, can I just say something real quick about RJ, man?
Real quick, because I'm going to get to some storylines of the game. Go ahead.
Listen, people talk about Zion's body, but this dude, RJ's body, man, this kid is already strong. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be scary when he gets 23 or 24. When we get some strength, because this kid, man, you can just see him filling up, and he's going to be a bully, man. This kid's going to be a bully, man. I forgot who said it last night, but I do want to see RJ with the ball more instead of Julius Randle. I think that was savvy. I would like to see the ball more in RJ hands this game. I want to see him run more point guard.
Okay, we'll see. Now, listen, they did it a little bit at the end of the game versus the Wizards, right? They had him run some point guard with him and Alonzo Trier the game. That's where we got the idea from, right? That's where we got the idea from. But let's let's take a look at some of the storylines from the game. But before I do that, I do want to remind you that next Monday, Sky Zoo is going to be on the show. So if you're a fan of Sky Zoo, which you should be, make sure you join us. All right, he's going to be talking Knicks. He's a big Knicks fan. You know what I mean? So you're going to want to, you're going to want to hear him. You know what I mean? Because he's got a lot of opinions. Some of his opinions you're going to like. Some of his opinions you're not going to like. But definitely join us at Sky Zoo. Is going to be on the show talking Knicks next Monday, October 21st at 10:30 p.m. And while you're waiting for next Monday, go check out the Retropolitan album that he has out with Pete Rock. It's pretty dope, man. All right, it's pretty dope. All right, let's talk about some of the storylines of this game. Some of the things that at least I think are storylines. I got 6 storylines, ladies and gentlemen. 6 storylines that I think we need to pay attention to coming into this preseason game. So let's look at them. Storylines, the first one is the starting lineup. The starting lineup, to me, we talked about this before the beginning of the season or the beginning of the preseason. There's no shooting. Elfrid Payton is shooting 14% from the field. Over 2 preseason games, but still shooting 14% from the field. Okay? RJ Barrett's shooting. He shoots 40% from the field, 43% from the field. That's not too bad. 36% from 3 is not too bad. Most of his shots, though, he's getting them at the basket. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We like the fact that he knows when to cut, how to cut. He can get to the basket. That is good. And he's probably finding more space now than he has in college to get to the basket. But this team needs somebody in that starting lineup to spread the floor, right? That can knock it down from a mid-range as well from 3. Now, so far, he's shooting 36% from 3. His mid-range has been iffy. Okay? Marcus Morris, obviously, he's shooting 54% from 3, 56% from the field, so he's spreading the floor out. Julius Randle, he's shooting 33% from 3, 45% from the floor. But Julius Randle is the guy we need to spread the floor for. We need to spread it for him. He's the guy. And then Mitchell Robinson, he's shooting 30% from the floor. He's not really getting shots at the basket. He's not really involved in the offense right now. He's just kind of floating out there. Part of it is because he doesn't have an offensive game. His game is to be a rim runner right now. Right at this moment, his game is to be a rim runner. And then his value is blocking shots on the defensive side. So there's not as cluttered. It's very cluttered. There's not a lot of room. And teams are not respecting, at least in the preseason, they are not respecting the Knicks' 3-point shooting. Rightfully so. Because we haven't shown that we can shoot. So I think there needs to be a change in the starting lineup. I think we need a lineup that can shoot. Install 1 or 2 guys that can shoot the basketball. Now, who do they replace? That's the question. Obviously, RJ Barrett's going to be out there on the floor because he's getting 37 minutes a game. Mitchell Robinson? We don't want Knicks fans to have heart attacks. Because if you replace Mitchell Robinson in that starting lineup, that's exactly what's going to happen. Elfrid Payton, he's only shooting 14% from the field, but who do you replace him with? I guess Dennis Smith Jr. Do you start Dennis Smith Jr. this game? See if that jump shot is working? I don't know. Experimenting with rotations. You heard Fizdale. You heard it from his mouth last night. If you didn't, go back and check my stream last night. From last night. He said he's still looking at rotations. He has nothing written down. He has nothing on paper. Nothing set in stone. And he'll be looking at rotations going into the season. Got a lot of guys. right? There's a lot of guys that he's got to look at. 7, 8, 9 new players, man. There's a lot of players to look at, see what they can and cannot do. So I want to see more experimentation with the rotations. You know, see what you got. Don't be shy. That's how I feel about it. Don't be shy. Take a chance. These games don't count yet. They'll start counting in a week or so, but they don't count yet. Don't be shy. See what you got. That's the reason why I say, hey, go ahead and put Zoe and RJ Barrett in that starting lineup. Because Zoe can shoot it. RJ Barrett can facilitate, and he's still going to get his when he's ready to. See how it works. You can see what it looks like. If you don't like it, then you don't do it. But that's what preseason is for. Julius Randle. We need Julius Randle to make some adjustments to his game. He's got to get the ball out quicker. We continue to talk about this. We talked about it last night. We talked about it a few streams ago. He's got to get that ball out quicker. He's got to recognize and see that double team before it gets there. When he grabs that ball, he's got to look and say, okay, this guy is probably going to double. This guy is probably going to double. Here's who I have open. And he's got to be able to do that within a second or two. Because you don't want him holding the ball for 10 seconds. So he's got to be able to catch the ball, recognize where the double teams are probably going to come from, take a dribble, kick it out. Because see, what they do is they wait for Julius Randle to take that second dribble, and as he's in the motion of dribbling, bam, the double and triple team comes, which makes it a little bit more difficult for him to kick out because now he's got to finish that dribble to get the ball up. All right, so now he's got to do something to counteract that, right? Which means to counteract it, he's got to recognize it, take one really strong dribble like he's penetrating, and then get it out, right? Because if you make one really strong dribble like you're actually committing, they're going to collapse because they think you're committing. Then you kick it out. You know, so he doesn't have a lot of time for set-up dribbles and stuff like that. See if he can make those adjustments. He talked about it in his post-practice interview. You know, how he's got to recognize what the defense is doing, you know, be able to move the ball and those type of things so he can make his teammates better. We've got to defend the three-point line, ladies and gentlemen. We did a terrible job defending the three-point line. We got caught on rotations. A lot of times we got caught deep in the paint. And we couldn't get out and close out in time. We've got to defend that three-point line better. If you're going to switch. Make sure you're communicating. Who's switching? RJ Barrett does a great job switching and recognizing the guy that he needs to pick up. He does a great job doing it. And I have a clip of it. I'm going to put it out. A great job recognizing when to pick up players and who he needs to pick up. Now we need somebody back there to be a quarterback or a linebacker, right? Shouting out who needs to pick up where and still being able to recognize where his guy is. We need communication on that defensive end. Too many guys were wide open from three. And guys turning their head like, hey, who's that? Who's got that? Who's got him? We need more guys. We need more communication. And we need to be able to recognize who's switching where and who's going to be the guy who closes out. And if you don't think it's you, and I'm talking to the players right now, if you don't think you're the one that's supposed to close out, but you're closest to the ball, close out anyway. Talk about it later. Close out. You're close to the ball, close out. Don't let them get that shot up easy. Sometimes we were just so deep into the paint when we didn't need to be. There were times when we didn't need to be deep in the paint. The guard did a good job. Maybe the opposing guard penetrated some, but we were still in front of the player defensively, but somebody was helping out so deep, they kicked it out. We couldn't close out in time. So we really got to work on this defending the three-point line. We also got to work on transition defense, folks. Transition defense. Because we got smacked in transition defense. A lot of the Washington Wizards' open three-point baskets came in transition defense. where we're dropping back. And we're dropping back so far. We're dropping back to like a mid-range, and they're stopping at the three-point line, pulling it up, giving them too much space. We should be guarding that three-point line. If you're coming down and your guy has the ball, pick him up at least at the three-point line. Don't wait for him to get to the three-point line. A lot of guys going to pull it up 2 or 3 feet back behind the three-point line. So you got to guard that three-point line. And what I mean by guarding the three-point line is somebody's coming down. You're not below the three-point line. You're on the three-point line or above it to pick up the person with the basketball. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know some guys like a Marcus Morris, Julius Randle, they may be used to looking back to see who's under the basket. You got to trust your teammates. You got to trust that if you have the ball in front of you, your teammates are guarding the basket. And if it doesn't happen, you talk about it later. But the ball is the most important. It's the most important thing to grab. You got to stop the basketball, and you got to stop it, especially if you got a guy that you know can knock it down from 3. Whether you're a guard or a big man, if you're in transition, more than likely you got to pick up whoever's close to you. You may get stuck on a guard if you're a big man. If you're Marcus Morris, if you're Julius Randle, you might get stuck on a guard. You got to pick him up in the right spot. Even if they beat you to the basket, hopefully you got some help. But these guys nowadays, if you let them get hot from 3, they're going to knock it down. Right? Those are 2 areas where we really got killed from the 3. Bad rotations, bad switches, too deep in the paint on defense, and then transition defense. Then lastly, Dennis Smith Jr. is going to debut. His preseason debut is tomorrow, 8 o'clock at MSG. He's going to face off against Trae Young at some point during the game. And we all know, we've seen the little highlights in the game that they had in the summer when they played some pickup ball together. It's the NBA now, So it's going to be a competitive battle. It should be a competitive battle against Dennis Smith Jr. and Trae Young. It should be fun. But hopefully we're going to be able to see Dennis Smith Jr.'s jump shot unveiled. I don't know if he's going to start, come off the bench. I'm thinking with Fizz, he's probably going to come off the bench because this is his first preseason game. He hasn't been here. Although Elfrid Payton isn't shooting well. He's doing other things well, but he isn't shooting well. Frank Ntilikina likely isn't going to play. So hopefully we'll get to see Dennis Smith Jr. show off that jump shot. Maybe we get a couple of exciting plays. The Garden is going to be rocking, ready to see Dennis Smith Jr. hit the floor. So those are 6 storylines to watch coming into tomorrow's game, ladies and gentlemen. The starting lineup, experimenting with rotations, Julius Randle in adjustments, defending the three-point line in the half-court set, and then defending the three-point line in transition defense. And then Dennis Smith Jr.'s preseason debut. So we'll be looking forward to seeing all of those things. All of those things. I'll be watching for it. I'm pretty sure you have some things that you'd like to see, some storylines that you want to watch coming into this preseason game. Another storyline is Alonzo Trier. How many minutes will Alonzo Trier get? That's another storyline to watch. Now, obviously, me and Tony Crow, we concocted up the idea that Zoe could start alongside RJ Barrett, see what it looks like. I don't think that's a storyline to watch because I don't think David Fizdale is going to do it. But you never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know. All right. We get back to the video chat. If you want to call in, folks. 516-405-2246. We have about 20 minutes left to the show. 25 minutes left to the show. So we got plenty of time for you to get your calls in and give me your opinion. Tell me what you think. All right. Hopefully, the day is winding down for you. And you're finishing up your work for today and you're just getting a chance to sit back and listen. If you can go into the break room and call in. Just don't get fired. So just don't get fired. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, Sky Zoo is going to be on the show. Rapper, hip hop artist Sky Zoo is going to be on the show. next Monday. Make sure you join us. You're going to want to hear what Skyzoo has to say. He's a huge New York Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? A huge fan. And you're going to like Skyzoo. And check out his album, Retropolitan. Him and Pete Rock. It's pretty dope, man. Retropolitan, him and Pete Rock. Skyzoo, October 21st, 10:30 p.m. Join us. Remember to subscribe to the channel so you'll be reminded that this is happening. All right, subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified whenever I go live, drop a video, or post it in my community section. All right, if you're on Sportscaster, follow me. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Make sure you share this stream right now. And of course, it's going to become a video. Share the video. All right. Andy, I'm coming to you, man. Dennis Smith Jr. Let's start with, we're going to go backwards. I want to start with Dennis Smith Jr. and then we'll work our way up and talk about three-point defense and some of the other stuff. What do you want to see from Dennis Smith Jr., man? What do you expect from Dennis Smith Jr.? He's going to, his preseason debut is going to be tomorrow night. Hopefully we're going to see that jump shot. What do you think?
Yes, and like you said, it's going to be his debut. I want to see what role Fizz is going to put him in his first game. Let's call it that way. In this preseason, I don't expect Fizz to ride, him and even all the other guys would do like 30 minutes plus. I think he's going to divide the minutes to like 18, 20 minutes and stuff like that. I don't know if you saw the report I posted in the chat that Frank, Dennis, Kevin Knox, Damian Dotson, and Zoe all practiced today and are probable for tomorrow's game. So even a couple of minutes for Frank and Damian Dotson and Knox can share the rotation in the lineups. He can mesh them really and shuffle them really hard. I hope Dennis has a good game because it would be a really bad thing because Fizz praised him about his camp, and for him to don't have a chance in the preseason to show off a little bit for the fans would be quite bad. But I think he's gonna have the 20 minutes if he's fully healthy. We can say that he's gonna have those 20-25 minutes to show off. And I think Fizz might go even with Dennis Smith starting over Peyton because Peyton had 2 bad games. He knows what he can do. And, we only have 4 preseason games. That's the minimum for the NBA requirements this preseason. So I don't know what's, about this call that we only have 4 games, but we only have, the Atlanta game and the Pelicans on the Friday. So I think he might, scramble with the starting 5. I think the biggest position to look for the swaps and changes is going to be the point guard position because Alfred didn't show up like we expected him, at least how I expected him. And I'm thinking about the rest of the positions, but I don't think Mitch is gonna get benched. I think that the rest positions are quite solid, and I don't see swaps there.
Okay. All right. It would be interesting to see Dennis Smith Jr. and R.J. Barrett in that backcourt together. That'd be interesting as well. It definitely would. Let's see who just joined us. All right. Guillermo. Let's see what Guillermo, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's good, Sim? What's good, Chad?
Good. Do you foresee... Well, what do you want to see from Dennis Smith Jr. if he plays today? If he plays tomorrow?
So I can't say it again. Isaiah kind of.
I said, what are you looking to see from Dennis Smith Jr. if he plays tomorrow?
For Dennis Smith Jr., I'm looking for him to be able to facilitate an offense, right? I want to see where his head is at when he's not driving to the basket, when he's not just going gung-ho at the basket. Yeah, I liked some things I saw last year with regards to his pick and roll with Mitch. I thought he ran a lot better than, say, guys like Trier or Moutier. But again, I need to see him be able to facilitate an offense. That means get guys into certain sets, get them in positions, find an open man. And also, I need to see him be able to shoot the ball a little bit better. Off the dribble, on the dribble. Off ball, off the dribble and off ball. I need to see more of a complete point guard. I don't necessarily have to, it doesn't have to be that he's making, a bunch of shots, but I need to see decision making, right? Because last year, and even when he was with the Mavericks, you saw a guy who's super talented in terms of athleticism, his high flying dunks, but he has to be a lot more than that. And if this is going to be a point guard that you're going to allow to have the ball in his hands for a lot of the time, he has to be efficient and he has to give you a lot of value, right? When you look at the point guards who have the ball in their hands, a lot of time the Chris Pauls, you don't necessarily get mad at that because they're so efficient, they're so smart with the ball. So if he's been learning from Chris Paul, definitely has to show those chops. He has to show his facilitation. He has to show a better mental game. He can't get down because a lot of times he's very emotional. If he makes a mistake, he can't let that get him down, right? It's a race. Race will just happen. Go back at it, right? So he has to have that stability in his head. He has to mature essentially, both emotionally and mentally, in regards to the game. So that's what I'm seeing. I'm not looking for him to score a bunch of points or hit every shot, but his decision making is paramount. You need to be convinced that he's showing some development.
Okay. So you'll be looking to see, if he's learned anything from Chris Paul, if he's learned how to be a facilitator or anything like that. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good thing to watch for with him. You know what I mean? Because that's been a knock on his game. I'm also going to be looking to see. Look, he's going against Trae Young, so he's going to show up defensively. So maybe this isn't the game to say, what's he going to do defensively? Because I think, we've seen it last year against the Trae Youngs, against De'Aaron Fox, guys like that. He shows up defensively. He's got to do it every single night,
He
but
does.
this is a good start.
And also one thing about that, a lot of what these guys do now at times, especially the point guards or guys are trying to show himself in the league, he can't get caught into the I'm trying to go tit for tat with Trae Young, right? The smart point guards, they pick their spots when they want to kind of show off or cross you over or whatever, but they don't let that get into the total offense, right? They don't basically, all right, he scored, now I gotta score. He scored, now I gotta score. It's okay, he scored, okay, fine. But if their defense, when we're coming out on offense, if the defense doesn't predicate or doesn't dictate that I can go out and kind of ball in and cross over, get to the basket, let me not try to force that issue. Because I've seen many times over the years, especially with Knicks players, because we're not in the playoffs, many times we kind of just take these times to kind of like show off or, spotlight, all right, it's Melo versus LeBron or whatever it may be, even though we've actually beat the Heat, whatever, a few amount of times. But anyway, he can't get sucked into that, I'm going to go one-on-one in this guy. Use that to your advantage. If the crowd's getting hyped up and they try to make it a one-on-one, dribble, and then pass to the open guy once they try to collapse him. You know what I mean? Like, don't get sucked in. Be more mature. Don't get sucked into that. And then when you do have a chance to kind of dunk on him or do something, then you do it. You take your shots, but you got to be more mature on him because that tit for tat stuff is not going to help you win. Smart decision making, smart play making helps you win games, not trying to show off.
I agree with you. Hey, Guillermo, you know how you can tell that you're at work and you probably took a little 10-minute break or whatever? You know what I'm saying? I don't think you smoke cigarettes, but some people get, some jobs offer people like a 10-minute cigarette break. They can go take cigarette breaks. And so other people are like, well, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I'm still taking a break if they get to take a break. So I can tell you at work because you're speaking real soft. Like, let me just go over here real quick and take this little quick break. You know what I'm saying? And chime in real quick. You're speaking soft, real soft.
We see what Sim does. First, he gets on my Jets. After we save these bum ass Giants, we gave him some life, and now he gets on my work stuff. Look, I'm in the office. There's hardly anyone here. I'm not trying to sound boisterous.
I know, but see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, right? Usually, you would be like, "You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?" Right? You would have been like that, but he said, "You see what I'm saying?" This guy's Sim, man. He was real quiet because you don't want to get caught. I feel you though. I'm with you. I'd have done the same exact thing. I'd have done the same exact thing, man. I'd have been real quiet. Give me a call, ladies and gentlemen, 516-405-2246. Isaiah, I'm coming to you right now, man. And look, Isaiah had to go outside so he don't get caught.
Listen, I ain't getting fired, man. I ain't getting fired. Shout out to Guillermo, though, for boisterous. I can tell he in the office today.
Yeah, using them SAT words, man. Them SAT words coming back.
Oh, man.
All right, Dennis Smith Jr., man. What are you trying to see from him?
Dennis Smith Jr., I just want to see, listen, 20 minutes, efficient scoring. I don't expect his defense to be up to par. He's playing, Trae Young. Trae Young's been playing 3 games already versus Dennis Smith Jr. Hasn't played real basketball in over like a few months. So we gotta, don't listen, people. Don't blow the expectations. I want to see a cool, efficient 10 to 12 points from Dennis Smith Jr. 10 to 12 points efficiency. Let's see him move the ball. I just want to see him move the ball well. Make the right plays. Get people open with his passing. And just affect the game more than just scoring. I do, like I said, I want to see a cool 10 to 12 efficient points. It's not going to be crazy. I know the defense is going to be rusty, so if he gets blown past people, don't overreact. Hasn't played a professional game in over 4 or 5 months, 5 months maybe.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, he hasn't played a professional game since April. Yeah.
So people got to take it. Listen, man, take it easy, man. Then, I mean, like I said, Trae Young's been playing. So, just take it easy. Like I said, I don't expect too much. I just want to see, like what Guillermo was saying with the passing. And if you work with Chris Paul, listen, if you're working with Chris Paul, you got to put some expectations on you. I want to see some better passing. So better passing, good efficient points. That's it. Nothing too crazy from Dennis Smith. His first game back.
Do you expect limited minutes?
20 minutes. I don't see him going past. I'd be shocked if he does 25. 22 minutes would be, to me, the max. 23 would be the max for Dennis Smith Jr. on his first game back. I know they don't want to ruin. I know they don't want to re-injure anything or get something cramped up or anything. So I see 20, 23 minutes.
Okay.
The max.
Okay. Let's go to that 3-point defense.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I said let's go to that 3-point defense. How they fixing it? Because the Washington Wizards were 19 for 41 or whatever it was. Right? How you fixing it? And Isaiah's gone. We lost him. So I'll go over here and I'll get Andy up. Andy, how we fixing that 3-point defense, man?
I was laughing, man, because when Isaiah's supposed to talk about defense, he goes off.
Right.
Hey, Sam, you can hear me, Sam?
Yeah, I can hear you. I got both of you guys. Live, but Isaiah, you must be walking through a bad area or something, man, because now you're breaking up on us. But go ahead, Andy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They gotta stop collapsing. Then
Go ahead. I'll open it back up for him. But go ahead.
Yeah. Like I said, I think they gotta stop collapsing. Down low to the paint, because I noticed that they really go to the post to help out the big guys. I'm talking about the guards, and that's why they leave the guys open. While when we have Mitch down low, I think that's not quite necessary. I think we gotta live with what Mitch can defend down in the post. Like you said, they really hurt us from the 3-point line, and that's been going on from the whole last season. So I would advise them just not to drop off their guys so back away. Just let that how the rule is supposed to be. Just drop off the guy that much that you can come up to him to close out with your speed. So
yeah,
you can do
Right. So let me ask you that. Like you said, it's been going on since last season. Now we have an entire new lineup.
Yeah.
And we see the same exact problem against the Wizards in game 2. So is it the defensive scheme?
It might be the defensive scheme. I think the guards are advised when the big guy gets the ball in the post. I think they're advised just to fall back of their guys, just to try to put a hand in so he doesn't have a chance to dribble. And sometimes that step or two, it's enough for the shooter to take that 3-point when the kick out is good.
Yeah.
And that's a deadly thing.
Yeah. Let me get to a phone call real quick. All right. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping? Caller, you there?
Yeah.
What's going on with you, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Good. So tell me, man, Dennis Smith Jr. is going to play his preseason debut tomorrow. How you feeling about that?
I'm excited. I want to see how he developed his shot, because I heard he changed it over the summer. and I want to see how it translates into his game.
Now, if his 3-point, if he's able to knock down the 3-point shot, the mid range, from what I've seen in some of some other videos, early in the summer there were some videos of him shooting that looked good. Then they showed him shooting some free throws. Or somebody took a video of him shooting free throws. He still had kind of a hitch. So we're gonna see how it's developed. Hopefully, it's. I don't care if he has a hitch or not, as long as it's going in. You know what I mean? How do you think it's gonna impact the team?
It's gonna give the team more opportunity, because if his free throw shooting gets better, people aren't gonna want to foul him, because if he starts getting to the line, that's gonna just, especially when the team needs him the most, and he gets fouled and he hits those 2 big free throw shots, that's gonna be important. So free throw shooting and mid range and 3-pointer, they're gonna all be important for him, because we all know he could dunk. We all know that, but that shooting's definitely gonna be important for him.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, because like guys in the chat are saying right now, Chick George, Chen, they're both saying Trae Young is gonna test the perimeter defense. He's gonna test our 3-point defense, and we know, based on last game, we were terrible. How do we defend Trae Young tomorrow? I mean, I know it's preseason, but let's use some strategy out there. It's time to start using strategy. We just got a couple of games left in preseason. How do we defend Trae Young?
Well, I think I would put Barrett on Trae Young and not Smith, because Barrett, we could see that he could guard Barrett.
Hello?
Yeah, Barrett could guard very well. And, I feel like if we put him on Trae Young first, and then we do some switches on Trae, I think that might be able to kind of hold him from making all the 3-pointers that we know he can make.
Okay. Do you think Barrett is fast enough to keep him out the paint?
I think he might be. From what it looks like, he's pretty fast from what I see from Barrett. I think he's fast enough to guard Trae.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to watch, because that could be something that, listen, at some point he's going to guard him. You know what I mean? They're going to switch off and they're going to guard him. So that'll be interesting to see. Good take. Good take. Anything else you want to add real quick before I let you go?
No. I'm good.
All right, man. Have a good rest of your day. Appreciate the call. Later. That's a good take. I'm not sure if he's fast enough. I'm not sure if RJ Barrett is fast enough to guard Trae Young. But hey, it's preseason. Test that man out. Andy, what do you think, man? The guy, the caller, his name is Mr. Harris. He said, put RJ Barrett on Trae Young.
Well, you know what? If I was Fizz, I would think about using the box and one. I don't know if I called it correctly. You play the 4-man defense, but you don't drop off Trae Young even for a second. And you can throw multiple guys on them. You can try Frank for a couple of minutes. You can try Dennis for a couple of minutes. You can try RJ. All of those guys are bigger and more physical than Trae. So I think they gotta, bumping them up a little bit, bruise them. And, of course it's preseason, but you gotta try things that you might be using in the season.
Yeah. Now, Ghost Rider says, force Trae Young to the basket, force him into Mitch. That's a strategy. That's a strategy. But then do we chance Mitch? And I know it's preseason game, but if you use that strategy in a real season game, now are you chancing that Mitch is going to get into foul trouble because you're forcing? Well, I guess if this is how you game plan, then Mitch should be ready. If this is what you game planned and you practiced it, then Mitch should be ready. What do you think about that strategy?
Another solution can always be, because Trae Young always tries to play on the pick and roll and get off a screen when he has the ball. So just trap him and let the other guys beat you.
Okay.
Just trap him, and stay on him with both guys, and then rotate the defense and try, not to get beat by the other guys.
Yeah, and listen, let me tell you what. That really, really works, at least on the AAU, high school and AAU level. It really, really works. You know what I mean? You immediately trap that ball handler, because in the AAU level, there's not a lot of shooters. High school level, AAU level, not a lot of good shooters. And sometimes your big man is clumsy, can't catch the ball, stuff like that. It could work in the NBA too, but you got to have smart defenders that are able to play those passing lanes and play the gaps. If you're going to trap that ball handler off that pick and roll, then you got to be able to play the gaps. Let me get to another phone call. I'm going to come back to you on this. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
What up, son?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man, listen. This season, everybody's saying the time of the Knicks, man. Season, I feel like it's gonna be good.
Okay.
Listen, we gotta utilize Julius Randle. He wants to be an all-star. He gotta show us. For us to make the playoffs, DSJ to make that next step. DSJ gotta start tomorrow. Has to start. Payton is not showing nothing.
Okay, so you say he has to start. I mean, you don't even want to give him a chance to just get his first, just get his feet wet.
Frank gotta go. Send him to Detroit. Give me a late first, second round. I don't care. Frank gotta go. He's done.
Okay. But let's go back. But I want to go back to Dennis Smith Jr. for a second. You're saying he has to start tomorrow, right?
DSJ has to start. Peyton gonna get burned tomorrow by Trae Young. He's gonna get burned. DSJ has to start tomorrow. DSJ, we have to keep DSJ.
Okay, so you telling me that Dennis Smith Jr. is a better defender than Elfrid Payton?
He's not a better defender, but what you tell me what Payton brings you.
I mean, no, I'm just saying because you said Peyton's going to get burned, right? So do you mean that Peyton's not going to be able to match him offensively? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Peyton's going to get burned tomorrow. Need DSJ to start. DSJ, RJ, Mook, Randall, Mitchell. I want that starting lineup for the rest of the season. If Randall takes that place that he said that, I'm going to be an all-star, we will make the playoffs. Who's 7th and 8th spot? Tell me the 7th and 8th spot you think that's going to make the playoffs that we can't make it.
Let's see. And listen, I am going to be doing an NBA preview. As a matter of fact, when Sky Zoo's on the show, you know what I'm saying, we're going to run down and look at, team, we're going to do a little NBA preview. But let's see who I think, has a chance of making that 8th spot. You got Milwaukee's going to be in the playoffs for sure, right? Philadelphia is going to be in the playoffs. Boston's going to be in the playoffs. That's 3. Indiana's going to be in the playoffs. That's 4. Brooklyn's going to be in the playoffs. That's 5. Detroit, I think, are going to make the playoffs. That's 6.
I don't know about Brooklyn.
I think Brooklyn will be in the playoffs. Toronto, I think, is going to make the playoffs. That's 7. Orlando could make the playoffs. Miami could make the playoffs.
You're better than Orlando.
You're better than Orlando? I don't know, man.
We're better than Orlando. Trust me, we're better than Orlando.
I don't know, man.
By January, we should know if we're making the playoffs or not.
Yeah, that's true.
By January, we go over that hill. I think it's the weather. By January, we will know.
That's true. By January, we'll have a good idea. Because remember, man, looking at the schedule, we got a real tough schedule from the middle of November to December. We got a super tough schedule. It's a crazy schedule. We have to survive that schedule right there. If we survive that schedule,
it happens every year. The year with Derrick Rose, Carmelo, KP, everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we're going to the playoffs." Once that January, December schedule hit, boom, we done. I think this team, we got vets, we got youngsters, we got all that. Like, I really think we can make the playoffs. People talking about, we a lottery team. The lottery team. People going out based preseason games. You can't do that.
Nah, I feel you, man. Just give me a second. Stay on the line. I want to go over this. I'm gonna go over this November schedule. November to December schedule real quick. Because it's brutal. It's brutal, man. And, we've got to survive this stretch. And if we survive this stretch without being too deep under 500, we might be okay. All right. So I'm going to bring this on over here so we can take a look at this schedule. This is December. We're going to start this about December the 20th. November 20th, I'm sorry. So November 20th, looking at our schedule, we play Philadelphia November 20th. Then we play San Antonio November 23rd. Then Brooklyn November 24th. Toronto November 27th. Philadelphia November 29th. Boston December 1st. Milwaukee December 2nd. Denver December 5th. Indiana December 7th. Portland December 10th. Golden State on December 11th. Sacramento on December 13th. And then Denver again on December the 15th. And Sacramento, will they make the playoffs? We don't know, but, you know, they'll be decent at least, right? So when you look at those teams, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 really tough teams in a row that we got to contest with. If we can survive this stretch right here, we might be okay. Now, in the beginning of the season, we have a soft stretch, right? So we need to pad. We got to pad our record in the beginning of the season. You know what I'm saying? And then survive that November to December stretch. It's not gonna be easy, but we're gonna see, man. We definitely gonna see. But hey, my man, I appreciate the call, bro.
Hey, I need to add one more thing.
Okay.
And I feel marked on that KP trade, man. We said I kept KP. I'm telling you, KP's gonna go crazy this year. We were talking about all his ACL injury. He's not gonna be the same. KP's gonna go crazy this year. Yeah, people are gonna regret this trade. I'm telling you. We said I kept KP. KP. We got RJ Knox. Lineup we got now. We add KP to it. Top 5, easy.
All right, man. We'll see. We're gonna see. All right, I appreciate the call, bro.
All right.
Later. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I got about 2 minutes left. So, I'm going to get to Andy real quick. And then I'm going to be up out of here. Andy, you want to just give us some last words, man?
Yeah, like I said, I think this is going to rotate the guy and shuffle the lineups really, really big in this Atlanta game. As I said before also, that this is last but not least of the preseason games. So I think he's going to go all in on this one and try to, maybe give some rest to RJ and play RJ more versus the Pelicans. so they get to meet with Zion on the court, to create some, like you like to call it, storylines and some buzz around the NBA. Let's cross our fingers for a win. It's not the biggest thing, but a win always tastes better than a loss.
Yep, you're right about that. All right, Andy. I will talk to you later. I'm going to get to 1 or 2 more phone calls. Caller, you on live with nothing but Knicks. What's popping? Give me real quick, man.
What's going on, man? How are you?
I'm good. Got about 30 seconds, bro, because I'm about to jump out of here.
I got you. I'll make it real short. What we have to do, at least for the preseason, I think we should start DSJ. The other caller, we do have to give Peyton a chance, man. Peyton knows how to move that ball, and he knows how to play good defense. But last year, Frank Ntilikina did play really good defense on Trae Young. We should throw him on Trae Young for a little bit, see how he does. I mean, when you have a shutdown defender like Ntilikina, this is the time to actually match him up with these kind of players, with the Kembas, with the Trae Youngs and all that. So I think we should, we can kind of test it out. Put him in the starting lineup. Put him at the 2 guard. What do you think?
You said put who at the 2 guard?
Ntilikina.
With who in the starting lineup with him?
DSJ. Look, that starting lineup to begin with, it needs some spacing because I see Julius Randle in the post. There's not much, good shooters on that starting lineup. I think we should put Knox in that starting lineup as well and have Mook come off the bench. But just to test it out, because in order to stop Trae Young, you have to put a top-notch defender on him, and I think Ntilikina could do that.
Okay. All right. We don't even know if Ntilikina is going to be playing, but
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, all right. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the call.
All right, man. I appreciate the call, bro.
All right. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to head up out of here. My man Emmanuel C is telling me to check my Twitter. I'm not, I'm looking. I don't know what we're looking for. Frank Ntilikina. I do see from Ian Begley that Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Kevin Knox, Alonzo Trier all practice today and are probable to play against Atlanta tomorrow. So maybe Frank Ntilikina will play. So that's a quick update from Ian Begley. All these young guys, Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Kevin Knox, Alonzo Trier, they all practice tomorrow. So hopefully we get a chance to see them guys out there on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we will get a chance to see Dennis Smith Jr. and Frank Ntilikina together. That's what we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for that. You know what I mean? So that's good. That's good. It's going to be interesting to see what those lineups look like tomorrow. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. All right. I will catch you guys tomorrow. I'll be streaming live. I'll be doing live play-by-play tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow doing a live play-by-play. All right. Play-by-play, caller. I'll be doing live call-ins during the game, caller reactions. And then, of course, we'll do, our post-game, after the game, and all that good stuff. Okay? In the meantime, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. If you're on Sportscaster, make sure that you follow me on Sportscaster. And do me a favor, folks. Share this out to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you share it out to, Reddit. Share it for me. All right? Let's get as many people in here as possible. For those who are going to the home opener, do not forget, tonight at 8 o'clock, we have a meeting. I sent the link to your email. We have a meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. All right, so we could just talk about a few logistics. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I will catch you guys tomorrow night, unless something else happens today and I throw it out there. I'll catch you guys tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm out of here. Peace.
That's the jig.